Welcome to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. I'm Taylor.
I'm Savannah.
And today, for the first time ever, me and Savannah are recording physically together.
Woo woo.
High five.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we're in the same room. Usually we do it sort of like a remote connection, type thing. But we worked it out. We got a studio. We set up a studio where, we spent hours trying to figure out the microphone situation.
Days.
But, and it's still not perfect. But,
so, apologies if
fine.
We sound a little weird, but I think overall we sound great.
Yeah, I think we got it pretty good.
Yeah. There's, more updates in the future with that. But, anyway, we saw Inside Out 2.
Yes.
On the first day it came out, and
we cried.
Did we sob.
We cried. Oh
Big
my
cry.
God. I knew I was going to.
Me too.
Especially since this movie, it was like, I mean, the first one I cried about, right?
Yeah,
and then
same.
the second one, it's like centers around anxiety and like, when you have anxiety and like, I don't know, they like explained it so well in a fun,
quote unquote,
fun way. Yeah. But like, we cried about it.
Oh, we big.
It was
cried,
good.
Honey. No spoilers, but there's one line in the movie that's just like a knife to the heart.
It is.
You know.
It is.
If you know, you know.
Yeah.
But everybody has to go see it. So, I mean,
Yes.
if Savannah has seen it, you got to see it.
Okay, yeah.
It's only the truth. Okay, but we did have an update because, let me scroll back. Okay, so 2 episodes ago, episode 163.
Yeah.
You covered The Old Man of Crater Lake.
Oh, yeah.
And I covered Rockabye Baby, like the lullaby.
Mm-hmm.
And we were like, so if you didn't listen, go listen. But The Old Man of Crater Lake is actually like a floating tree.
Yeah.
In the lake, if you didn't listen to the episode. But so it's like called The Old Man. And I was like, why the heck did they call it an old man?
Yeah, we were both like confused, like, okay.
Yeah.
It's just somebody just decided that's
right.
the old man of the lake,
But as we were like prepping our pictures for Instagram and our YouTube videos, I realized that my story, the Rockabye Baby, like if you listen to the episode again, one of the theories is that a family like lived in this yew tree, is what it's called, in Derbyshire, England.
Mm-hmm.
And like while searching the tree, I found that the tree that this family was said to live in is called the Old Man of Calc.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then I discovered that like the old man is kind of like a term for ancient trees.
Okay, like, is that a common known thing?
No.
Like, I bet there was at least one person listening to that episode screaming, like, you guys don't know that that's what trees are called? Like,
maybe.
Yeah.
But no, we did not know. So, if you ever hear, like, the old man, it might be a tree. And
that
not
was
actually
such a connection between our stories. So,
right.
And we didn't even realize.
We didn't even know, like, why they called it an old man. But, yeah, it was so weird that, like, that whole thing tied together. But, yeah. So, but fun fact, that yew tree in Derbyshire is over 1,000 years old. So.
Oh, my God. Wait, it's still up?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. Yep, you can go see it. It's huge.
Yeah.
And apparently that's where the family lived, where the baby rockabye out of the cradle.
Oh, my God.
Okay. But, yeah. Anyways, please go rate and review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Yes, please. And check out our YouTube and give us some comments.
And TikTok.
Oh, yeah, TikTok.
We have TikToks
Just
coming.
everywhere.
Yeah. All the socials.
Mm-hmm.
Please. But, Savannah, if you want to get into your story.
Yeah, I do. I'm excited about this one this week. So, We already talked about one haunted zoo on this podcast before.
The Philadelphia Zoo?
Yes.
Yeah.
And now I have another haunted zoo.
How many haunted zoos are there?
I mean,
That's
I don't know.
crazy.
A few, I guess.
I guess.
So I'm going to be talking about the Houston Zoo.
Okay.
So Houston,
Texas?
Texas in the
Nice.
United States. So taking it back, the first zookeeper of the Houston Zoo was Hans Nagel. He was a German man who he worked at the zoo, and he was hired there in 1922 when he was 30 years old. And he sort of became the face of the park. He was, in charge of everything, and he also was in a lot of the shows. Like he was a lion tamer, and he handled all sorts of animals around the zoo. And he would have like weekly lion taming shows that he would put on for people, like guests at the zoo. And his style would not maybe be okay in today's day and age, unfortunately.
Not good.
Because if you can sort of imagine what I mean.
I
like,
definitely can.
his style was sort of like circus-like.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to just think that's probably just how they did it in the 1920s.
It was.
At the
It
zoo,
definitely was.
They were a lot more like for the show of it than for saving animals back then,
I mean, they only recently even stopped the circus having animals, so
Well, that's true.
like only like 5 years ago, so
Yeah. So yeah. He for example, with the circus like thing, he would go into the lion, areas with a chair, a whip, and a big pole.
great.
And just like, put on a big show with them. So yeah. Some other things that he did, he saddled and rode a zebra.
Wow.
This was because his friends, they bet that he couldn't do it. So he's like, well, I'm going to do it. So he won the bet. He was able to get a saddle on it and ride the zebra.
That's wild. I want to ride a zebra. Low key.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's involved there.
I mean, I imagine it's like a horse.
I know, like, are they not, they're not as willing to
Maybe.
be saddled as horses are? I don't know.
I don't know. I've never even gotten close to a zebra. I've seen one, but far.
I mean, yeah, no, I've been close through, like, at the zoo.
Yeah, same.
But, he also, in 1924, he was hospitalized for 3 weeks from an alligator bite.
Oh, snap.
In 1925, he was hurt by a raccoon and a monkey.
Monkeys are scary.
And, yeah, honestly, I've heard some stories. That, yeah. In 1928, he was stepped on by a 5-ton elephant.
Did he survive?
Yeah.
My God, I wouldn't.
Yeah, like, I don't know, like, maybe just, I mean, I don't know what part of him was stepped
maybe
on,
like
but
his leg or something.
yeah.
5 ton is a lot.
Yes, it is. It is. He also was almost killed by a 450-pound lion,
Oh my God.
but his assistants got him out safely. I'm guessing this is during one of the shows.
This
yeah,
man
but he
has
got
no
out safely.
fear.
No, literally. He handled and fought with all sorts of animals, even a python at one point.
Mm-mm.
And in 1925, the zoo had about 400 animals, and most of them were caught wild by Nagel himself.
What? He captured
would-
the animals too?
So he would go out there
He
and
did it
just
all.
capture animals. Yeah. Yep. For the
That's
zoo.
crazy.
He was the wild animal catcher for the city for a while too,
Oh,
actually.
wow.
So yeah,
This man was really doing it all.
he was. And also, just to add to the vibe of him just being like, I don't know, just the overall vibe of this guy, he had a pistol at his side at all times, like even just walking around the zoo, like he just had a pistol. And he used it to scare off human intruders at the zoo. So there's that. And he was awarded a gold medal by the city of Houston at one point for saving a visitor from being mauled by the zoo's Bengal tiger.
Wow.
So the story there was like a visiting park official from North Dakota, and he got into the Bengal tiger's, what's it called? Cage.
Enclosure.
Yeah. He got in there and was attacked, but then,
Why did he get in there?
I mean, he was a visiting park official. I don't know, maybe he was
Oh.
feeding it or something.
Yeah.
But he was saved by Hans. He shot the tiger.
And killed it?
Well, it didn't say that he killed it. It just
Okay.
said that he was saved from a shot from the pistol. So possibly.
I don't doubt it, actually.
Yeah.
Rest in peace to that tiger.
Mm-hmm. So after hearing all that, they say that Hans Nagel, he haunts the zoo, right?
I see.
So I just want to ask, like, how do you think he died?
Some animal attack, I would say. But maybe he, like, slipped and fell down the stairs and, like, broke his neck. Some really
It's just a
random,
random
obscure
one.
death.
Yeah. Well, it's maybe in the middle of those two. It was not, it didn't really have to do with an animal, and it was not necessarily obscure, but it was kind of obscure in a way. Like, not what you would expect after hearing all of that.
Yeah.
So, one Monday night, or Monday afternoon in November of 1941, there were 3 teenagers parked in a car at the zoo.
Okay.
There was a police officer who walked over to them, and he was like, hey, do you guys know that you're being watched right now?
Okay.
And then Hans Nagel emerges from the bushes nearby.
Oh, I thought the police officer, like, meant I was watching you.
No, he was literally like, hey, like, that guy's watching you. And he comes out of the bushes and he's like, why did you give me up? Like, I'm so mad. Like,
no, not honestly. But, like, that's wild.
yeah. He was like, dude, like, why did you have to tell them?
I mean, he's a police officer. What do you mean?
So the officer, he was like, brought Hans over to his patrol car and started talking to him about, like, whose business it was to police the park. He was like, dude, like, you're not an officer. You shouldn't be watching them. Like, it's my job to watch them and see if they're up to something.
Okay.
So then the officer tried to handcuff him. And he resisted, of course, because he is who he is.
Yeah.
And of course, he resisted, and then he reaches for his gun.
Hans?
Yeah. Hans,
God,
he
you're
reaches
telling
for the
me-
gun on his side that he always carries around. And the officer reaches for his gun too, and unfortunately he drew first. Hans, like, he didn't even get his gun out of the holster.
Wow. He
But
was
the
moving
officer
slow.
drew first and shot Nagel. Hans Nagel, he shot him and emptied his gun.
Oh.
So he shot him 6 times.
Oh my God. That's crazy. 6 is crazy. 1 would have done.
I know.
Like, one would
I
have
know.
sufficed.
I know. Like, honestly, if you're a trained police officer and you can't get somebody to,
He
like,
didn't even get the gun out.
right, and it's like, if it's self-defense, then, like,
I
wouldn't
feel
one
like-
be fine?
I feel like 2 max, maybe 3. 6 is crazy.
I'm saying.
Emptying the gun is absolutely bonkers.
Yeah.
And I
So-
mean, it is technically both of their jobs to look after the zoo. Like,
Yeah.
whoever's jurisdiction, blah, blah, blah. Like,
Yeah.
it's both of their jobs in a way.
Mm-hmm.
That's messed up. That's crazy.
So yeah, he unfortunately died from the shots, and he was 49 years old.
Oh, he was young.
Mm-hmm. The officer was later acquitted because the jury cited self-defense,
Yeah.
which
I mean,
Yeah,
it
sounds
was,
about right.
but
yes, it was,
but,
but
little
also
OD, he could have. I mean, if he was acquitted, he probably didn't even get fired or
Yeah.
anything.
yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's no doubt in my mind that he haunts the zoo. Then he died there.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't expecting him dying. Well, if I did, it wasn't with the police shootout.
I know.
It was going to be like a gorilla.
No, I know. So with a gorilla. Okay. So yeah, after all that, a lot of people say that he haunts the Houston Zoo,
Yeah.
of course. And they say that he haunts the commissary mostly because that's like the area he was killed. It wasn't there
Oh.
when he died. It was built afterwards. But like now that the building's there, his ghost has been there, you know.
Mhm.
So there's like a kitchen and a warehouse where employees will prepare zoo diets, so like the food for the
Yeah.
animals, early in the morning before the sun rises.
Mm-hmm.
So people are there when it's dark out. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh, spooky.
So employees have reported like very eerie happenings and strange shadows. Like people hear voices late at night, like whispers.
Mm-mm.
He has been seen by zoo staff just standing against doorways, and then he'll like quickly disappear.
Mm-mm. See, that would scare me because I would feel like he's mad, like vengeful.
Vengeful spirit.
Yeah, low key. I mean, I would be if I was him.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not mean. I don't know.
I don't know. The rest, okay, I have a few more things. Some ghost activity. He doesn't seem too
He's chill.
angry. Yeah.
As a show goes. Okay, that's
So
good.
there was one woman was like she was interviewed because she had a lot to say about the ghost activity. It was Phyllis Petruccia Mays. She has worked at the zoo for about 30 years, so she's been there for a long
Dang.
time. And she usually is the first in the building around 3:30 a.m.
Perfect timing.
Yeah. Yeah. She says she's seen and heard it all.
Mm-hmm. I
She's
bet
like-
she has.
She probably has. She said there's a lot of activity in Cooler E. There'll be pots and pans banging together. She said that she leaves the lights off when there's like nobody else there and she's there by herself.
Why would she do that?
I don't know.
That's
like I'm
psycho.
guessing maybe she'll just like leave the lights on where she's working and then not put them on everywhere else or something.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like,
Maybe.
you're not gonna be working in pitch dark, right? I
Right,
don't
like
know.
you have to see too.
Yeah. So I'm just guessing she's like turning off most of the lights, but so yes. And so when she's there, like sort of in the dark, one day she happened to look and there was a guy leaning against a doorway looking at her. And then she looked back again and he was gone.
That's scary. Like, even though he's chilling there, that would scare me. Because I would think it was a real person and maybe he, like, ran away. That's my first thought. I wouldn't be like, oh, it's a ghost.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
scary.
She
He's
also
probably like, you're not doing that right. I can see him being the type, you know?
yeah.
Like, that's not
yeah.
how I prepared the tiger's food.
I know, yeah. So she said she had also been at work cleaning dishes or cooking or doing whatever, and nobody is there, but she will feel a light touch on her shoulder.
Boy, get
And then
your
she'll look
hands off.
over just to make sure that nobody's there, right? And nobody is. So.
I hate that.
And she also said that people don't like coming in the back door because it has a negative energy.
What does that mean?
It's negative energy, I don't know. And then this one thing was crazy to me. So there was one time that something sort of like unexplainable happened. So they have these pallets of animal feed that come in, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you can picture like big bags of like feed. It's like 50 bags on a pallet, like a wooden pallet. And they use a forklift to lift it and move it somewhere else. So they moved it to where it needed to go. And then the next morning they came in and the pallet was missing from under the bags of feed.
What?
So the bags were still perfectly arranged, but the pallet was gone. And she said it was like somebody like one of those tricks where they take pull the
sheet?
tablecloth off the table. Yeah, it was like that.
Wait, did they find the pallet?
She didn't say that. She just said it was gone.
That's so... Where did it go? That's so weird.
So yeah, that's the story of the haunted Houston Zoo, and Hans Nagel. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, I want to know, like, do guests get the haunted experience or just the workers? Because, like, or can we go investigate? Like, have people investigated there? That's what I want to know. Mm-hmm. Because it sounds like I want to have a combo with Hans.
Mm-hmm. Like, I mean, I think he mostly stays at the commissary area, and that's, like, a lot of employees are there. But maybe he does, venture out,
I want to go now.
Yeah.
I wonder how big that zoo is compared to our zoo.
Yeah, because it's
probably not.
Yeah, the North Carolina Zoo is huge,
the biggest,
right? Yeah.
In the United States, I'm pretty sure. So in Asheboro, there's a couple other ones, but
yeah, I haven't been to that one. But
you haven't been to the zoo?
No.
Wait, we need to look up if that one's haunted.
Oh, okay.
You've never been? Oh, it's huge. We have to.
Okay.
Savannah,
I think we've been over this before. I think I've told you this.
I think I'm getting the feeling of I was once this angry before about this.
How long have I
Savannah,
been in North Carolina?
Since 2014, or at least 2015. That is 10 years. That's plenty of time.
But, like, when have I had the chance to go to the zoo?
When
have you been to the zoo in the past 10 years?
Yes, I have.
Was it with your niece?
No, it was with my mom. Me and my mom went. Oh. I want to say it was in 2020, right before the pandemic.
Okay, well, why did you take me?
I don't know. I don't know why I didn't take you. You didn't want to go, I guess.
Huh.
I don't know.
Okay. I see really how fun. It is. You're going to get mad at me for not going and then not take me.
Okay, we have to go to the zoo.
I'm down.
Because, well, okay, actually, we need to wait. Because... First of all, it is huge. We have North America, South America, Africa. Like they're getting the continents, and they're about to open Asia. So we need to wait till Asia opens.
Let's go for the grand opening.
Yeah, maybe not the grand opening.
Okay, maybe not,
because that would be so many people.
Go.
But like, yeah,
that'd be fun.
Yeah, we should. Anyway, that tangent aside, that was a crazy story though. Like Hans.
I know.
What a wild
Hans
man.
Nagel, like, I still can't believe that he got shot 6 times and that's what killed him. Like, what?
That was the last thing I was expecting was a police shootout. Like, my jaw was on the floor.
And it wasn't even, like, is that a shootout when there's only one person shooting?
Yeah, I mean, no. Well, I mean, I would argue that cop was shooting out, honey.
I mean, yeah, that's true,
But that's crazy.
Okay,
well... One crazy story to the next, I suppose. I have for you the legend of the Viper Room. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
I feel like, well, you as Savannah maybe know, but
what do you mean?
Well, you'll see. But when I was like writing the story yesterday, and my parents were like, "Oh, what are you writing about?" They always ask.
Yeah.
And they never listen. I'm calling you out in case you ever do listen. But they won't. Anyway, my dad was like, "Oh, obviously I know about that place. Everybody knows about that place." And I was like, "I didn't."
Well, I didn't know about it.
Well, I did, but I didn't realize, I didn't make the connection.
Oh, okay.
Before I learned. Anyway, so the Viper Room. This week, my story is taking place in the one, the only Los Angeles, California.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep. So I actually came upon this story on TikTok.
Oh.
It was this girl who, she was like a part of this paranormal team, and they were asked to go investigate it. And she said it was the most unique investigation her team had ever did. So I'll get into that a little bit more later.
That's
but
pretty intriguing. I
Yeah.
mean,
It is, and is it not? So let's just jump right on in. So the Viper Room is located on the Los Angeles Sunset Strip. Say that 5 times fast. But that is one of the most famous strips of LA. And the Viper Room is one of the oldest remaining structures in LA.
oh, okay.
Yep. So the building actually started out as a grocery store.
Oh,
But
interesting.
it did
Wait,
not
what grocery
last.
store do we know?
It
Or
did-
just like a local?
It was like a
Probably like-
mom and pop owned.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I did see the name of it, but I didn't write it down. So,
Wait, have you watched Gilmore Girls?
No.
Oh. I was gonna say
The
it's
one
giving
time.
Ghosties, but you haven't watched it, so
No.
somebody will get that reference.
I'm sure everybody else will. I'm late to the party. I need to watch, but there's too many seasons.
I'm on the last season.
How many seasons are there?
Like 7.
No, that's way too many.
That's not even that many. Like I watched Supernatural and that was like 15.
Yeah, that's way too many. I can't do it. Not after Grey's Anatomy. It was too many. It's still on. I stopped. I had to
Oh.
stop.
Yeah.
They're on season 20, I think. That's too many,
okay,
guys.
that is too many. That's just too much.
Excuse me. But, yeah. Anyways, so it originally started as a grocery store, but it didn't last long. Oh, do you guys hear the racing?
Oh my gosh.
The absolute street racing.
Oh.
Actually, you guys aren't listening to Mysteries, Myths, and Legends. This is GTA 5.
Yeah.
No. Okay, well, now that they're gone, so rudely.
So rude to interrupt our
Right.
recording. Like everybody should know we're recording.
Obviously.
Okay. Anyway.
Goodness. Okay. So after it was a grocery store, it soon got turned into a nightclub. And
Oh, it's turned around real fast.
they switched it up, honey.
Okay.
And it was originally called the Cotton Club. Now, over the years, I'm not going to say every name because there was probably 15 plus different names that this place has gone through before it ended up the Viper Room that it is today. But so all of the different names, it came with like all these different themes with the club. So in the 1950s, it became the Melody Room. And what as its time as the Melody Room, it's when some really crazy stuff started going on here. Infamous mobster, I don't know if it's Mikey or Mickey Cohen.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Mikey Cohen, and his like squad gang mob. They would frequent this place, and some most allegedly believed that like this was their like headquarters, like in a way. They operated here, used the back room as the basement as their little mob place.
Right.
And so this is where some like quote unquote business was handled, if you know what I mean. Like
yeah.
no
okay.
confirmed deaths, but like we suppose.
Right.
You know.
Well, like we're assuming maybe.
People assume. I don't
Okay.
want to, like for sure say, but it's very much assumed that people were killed here during those years when Mikey Cohen was there. So we already have that. Okay. But we're going to move forward in history. A lot to August of 1993.
Oh,
and
wow. Okay.
this is when it became the Viper Room.
Okay.
And that is still what it is today. Very, very, very fun fact. It became the Viper Room after Johnny Depp became co-owner and majority stockholder.
He's part of the story? What?
He's actually a big part of this story.
I didn't even see that comment. I was like,
Uh-huh.
I mean, I guess if you're in that area,
LA,
some
yeah.
celebrity is gonna be part of it. But like, oh my
And I
God.
feel like
Okay.
celebrities own clubs in LA.
Yeah,
you
like
know.
yeah.
But I know I wasn't expecting it either, and I didn't
Okay.
know this before. So he no longer has any ownership today. But how fun, Captain Jack Sparrow himself.
Okay.
But the reason why he has no association with it today
wow.
is not great.
Oh.
It's a little rocky.
Okay.
So pretty much immediately when he bought this place, it was off to a rocky start. I'll get into it a little bit more, but people do argue that this place is also cursed.
Oh wow. Okay.
So like he buys it, immediately things start going wrong.
So there's
That
just like
tends to be the
bad
case.
vibes in
Bad
this place all over.
Bad vibes. Yeah, and so like I'm not staying on a strict timeline. We're gonna keep jumping back and forth
Okay.
a little bit, but you need to know the Johnny Depp part before I tell some previous facts.
Right.
So once he bought it, it soon became this like hot spot for celebrities, and just 2 months after he acquired the ownership, it was Halloween night, and its most famous tragedy happened.
Oh my God. I thought you were going to say its most famous guest or something, and you say tragedy? Oh no.
Tragedy.
Okay.
So this is the part that I did know about. And this is, so it's Halloween,
Okay.
1993. River Phoenix arrives at the Viper Room in the early morning hours of Halloween, along with his girlfriend and younger brother, Joaquin Phoenix. Who I'm sure you all know, but if you don't, he most famously, has recently starred as the most recent Joker in the Joker movie.
Yeah.
So that's Joaquin Phoenix, and River Phoenix is his brother. And so after they had been in the club doing drugs, drinking, partying, dancing, all this stuff, they had stepped outside for just a breather, and River was acting strange. So that's why they took him outside. So they were get some fresh air, calm down, whatever. And the second that he got outside, he started convulsing. So they had to call 911, and dispatchers came out. He was rushed to the ER, but the paramedic claimed and said that he was already clinically dead when they arrived to the club to get him. Yeah, so unfortunately, River Phoenix did in fact die at the Viper Room, and his death was linked to drugs, and this is surely not the only death on the property, but this is definitely the most famous one. So it's really sad. Really, really sad. But crazy enough, that was not the only reason that Johnny Depp had to step away from the Viper Room. It gets darker.
Okay, I wouldn't even think...
Yeah, it's not his fault.
Because it's that's not his fault, so I wouldn't see why he would step away for that. But if there's something else crazier that happens, oh.
Well, so that was in 1993 when that happened. So
and that's the same year that he got the business, right?
Only 2 months later that happened.
Okay.
Because he bought it in August, and that happened in October.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So the curse, probably real. So we're going to fast forward to 1999, 6 years later. He still owns it. But Johnny Depp found himself in the middle of a multi-million-dollar lawsuit filed by his business partner and co-owner, Anthony Fox.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I don't know the logistics behind the case of what he was suing him for. I think he just wanted the rest of the business. Maybe they didn't, they weren't working out as business partners.
Damn.
But just days before Johnny was supposed to testify, Anthony Fox mysteriously disappeared along with his truck and .38 caliber rifle.
Wait, what? Why have I never heard of this?
I hadn't heard of that either.
Wait, did he do something? Is it speculated?
Anthony Fox was last seen in Ventura County, California on December 19th, 2001.
Is he still missing?
19 days later, his truck was located, but his body and the gun was never found.
So he's literally still missing.
Yep. He left several thousands of dollars in his bank account untouched to this day.
Oh my God.
And he left behind a daughter named Constance. And in 2004, Johnny Depp turned over all of his shares of the company to Constance, and she immediately resold it.
I mean...
So clearly, there's a lot of conspiracy behind this.
Okay. Like, if he was really... Listen, if we're going with the theory that, like, Johnny Depp did something, then why would he go ahead and just give it to his daughter?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like, if he was really going to go through all of that. So,
Yeah.
like, but like, what happened then? Oh my God, wait. I
know.
was so not ready for this mystery, Taylor.
I know.
What?
Me neither. That's the thing. I had no idea. Okay, but let me tell you some helpful clues that might argue that Johnny is in the clear.
Okay.
I wanted to set it up like that to make it crazy, but I think
Yes.
Johnny is actually... I mean, it's 50-50. I don't know.
I mean, I guess he could have something to do with it.
He
Like,
could.
you never know.
He could.
And then maybe he was just too guilty, and then that's why he gave it to
Yeah,
his daughter.
Maybe. Or. People in his life say that Fox had been known to disappear and live off grid for a while. So his former wife even claims that she saw him 6 months after he vanished. So we don't really have the answers to what happened to him because he's never like came out and been like, "Hi, it's Anthony Fox and I'm back." So
But like, okay,
I don't know.
if you're gonna just run away and live off grid, why are you doing it when you're in the middle of a lawsuit?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know.
And he's the one who started it, and he won.
Yeah,
He's
my
suing
dad was
somebody.
like, Johnny took him out. He hired somebody,
Oh
and I
my
was like,
God.
maybe.
What if he just comes back one day?
I mean, it could happen.
Yeah. He's
I
like,
mean, I
guys,
guess we'll have to
I
see."
actually was off grid the whole time.
Yeah, I'm just living in Alaska, you know, on the nature. I hope nothing happened, but I just feel like he wouldn't leave his daughter, also. So, you know, who's to say? I'm not blaming Johnny. I'm just saying it's a theory. I don't know, but truly, this is a mystery, myth, legend, curse. The story has it all. So yeah, we don't know what happened to Anthony Fox to this day. So yeah, as you can imagine, this place is also considered to be cursed due to everything I've mentioned already. And there's just so much dark history that's happened here, and something seems to go wrong with everybody that ever comes here. For example, in 1997, there was a singer named Michael Hutchins, and he played his last public performance in the Viper Room before going and taking his own life immediately after.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so it's just like
That's
dark
horrible.
thing after dark thing after dark thing happening here.
Mhm.
So as you can probably imagine, this place is haunted. And I will also say, I could have probably done like a 5-part series because even what I just told you wasn't all the history. There's more. There's more.
Oh my God.
For example, there's this like $1 billion like underground gambling scheme that included a lot of celebrities. But I'm like, this isn't a true crime podcast. But
does
like,
that have something to do with the conspiracy?
maybe. But apparently that kept going even after Johnny, so I don't know.
Well, okay, maybe the underground... What did you say it was?
Gambling ring?
The underground gambling ring?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
He owed money.
Okay, maybe he owed money, or maybe just like him getting rid of Johnny Depp was going to hurt that in some way. Like maybe when he was in charge of the whole thing, he was going to get rid of their ring.
Yeah, maybe.
And then
They
they
didn't
were like,
want
okay,
that.
well, we have to get rid of him.
Maybe. That's what I'm saying. I feel like a lot of people had the motivation to get rid of him, not just Johnny.
Yeah.
And people might have seen like, oh, this lawsuit, that might look convenient on Johnny.
Exactly. And they were like, okay,
this
well,
was
cool.
public.
Now we have somebody
Yeah.
to blame. Yeah.
Yeah. So I really don't know. I don't want to blame Johnny because I don't know. It's possible.
Yeah.
It's possible it's somebody else too.
I don't want to blame him either.
It's possible he went off on his own. Anything is possible, really. So yeah, I could really do a 5-part series, but this is just like the roundabout version. But just know, you can look up more stuff.
Okay.
Maybe
one day we'll get
part 2
deeper. Yeah.
Even the famous Ghost Adventures came and investigated.
Of course
here.
they did.
I didn't watch the episode, but I'm like, I probably should have, just because it's probably funny.
I know.
Now I want to watch it.
They're so funny.
They are. And so even though, I know personally that Ghost Adventures is fake and set up, allegedly, quote unquote, you didn't hear it from me. But, I mean, this place is actually haunted, though. And I do believe that. So, let's get to the ghost. Most of these ghost stories actually come from the employees of the Viper Room, similar to your story. So, one employee, Rita Fiora, said that many times she has felt someone pull her leg, like thinking it's like somebody actually there. She turns around, nobody's even near her, which I'm like, stop touching women's legs without their consent, ghost. That's disgusting.
Yeah, no.
Another time, she claims that a ghost texted her
What?
while she was working.
What do you mean? How is a ghost going to get a phone?
Take this one with a grain of salt, okay?
Okay.
But she claims that a text came through on her phone from a dead number. Like, she tried to call it, and they're like, oh, this number doesn't exist. Like, the automated. And it said, the text said, quote unquote, we're upset that you can't see us.
Okay.
So,
is there proof?
I didn't see proof.
Okay.
I said take it with a grain of salt. I don't know.
Okay.
But anyway, moving on from Rita, another bartender claims that he often feels pressure on his chest while working in the bottom bar, which is located on the bottom floor, which I have to assume is the basement where the mob would be. And so I'm like, maybe it's like related in some way. Possibly.
Okay.
Yep. And that same bartender also mentioned watching glasses fly off the bar randomly, with nobody around. Like, they would just fly off and like smash.
Oh God.
Yeah. So dangerous. And people got cut by that happening. So not good. And so paranormal investigators who have went there have also claimed that they have spoken to River Phoenix through EVP, which is electronic voice phenomenon, if you don't know. I don't want to say that. I don't want to give people hope that like the ghost of River Phoenix is there.
Right.
But
yeah,
people do claim that they feel like they're talking to him. So who knows?
Him or somebody pretending to be him.
Right. A demon, maybe. I don't know. That's scary. Demons pretend to be people. But EVPs are often captured in the Viper Room, and one of the most common that they get is help or help me.
That's not a good one to get.
No.
I don't like that.
No. Not at all. So, getting back to the beginning of this story, to that TikTok that originally drew me into this and started me down this rabbit hole of a story. This paranormal group, they were asked to come in to investigate by the employees of this place. They were like, They had the suspicion that their previous boss who had died was haunting the place. So they wanted like to get confirmation that that was true, which is very specific.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, they didn't care about the other ghosts. They were like, is our boss here?
I mean, I guess that makes sense. It's like somebody you actually know.
That's true. Yeah. And they were like, he's like, things are happening that would happen when he used to work here. So like,
oh, yeah. So
maybe.
Yeah.
So they went in and they were, and the employees, they said that also if it wasn't the boss, that it possibly could be regulars that had died too.
Yeah.
All of which this paranormal team have gathered, they do believe both still haunt the Viper Room, like regulars and their old boss. So this investigation goes on and they do the Estes method, which we have done before, where you like sensory deprive yourself, like cover your eyes, cover your ears, you can't hear anything, can't see, and you have the spirit box. And it's like sorting through radio signals and like words will come up. And so they do the Estes method, try to talk to these ghosts. They were getting very clear, very accurate answers like immediately to every question that was asked. And the ghosts were actually cracking jokes.
Oh my God.
And laughing with the, like they said, ha ha ha, like on the spirit box.
Oh my God.
Like while the other people were also laughing because the jokes like were funny. So
wow.
that is really unusual. Can you imagine? Like we've done the Estes method. Can you imagine they're cracking jokes?
No, like
That's what I'm saying.
the ghosts that we've talked to have been so like
Scary.
well, a little bit scary, but also kind of just like a little bit boring.
Yeah, either nothing at all is coming through, or it's like weird stuff.
Or it's like get out or
Get
something.
out, literally.
Yeah.
And we did get out when they said that, but yeah. So yeah, they did end up saying that the boss and some regulars haunted there, so that's cool too. Maybe they're not the ones saying help me. I don't know, but I think that, you know, even though all of the energy in the Viper Room isn't dark like the regulars or the old boss, darkness definitely shrouds the Viper Room. And I just don't know. But it is still open today. Now, it is open 24/7, round the clock. Yep.
Has it always been?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's 21 plus. So, gotta be 21. But as of April 2024, very recent, they are actually thinking of knocking it down and replacing like that part of the Sunset Strip with an 11-story high-end hotel and apartment tower.
What?
But they say if they do this, they're going to leave the bottom floor and it's going to be like a small museum and music venue. Like the bottom floor will still be the Viper Room, but they're going to build up
Okay.
from it. And like the Viper Room won't be the only store on the Sunset Strip that will be affected by this. It'll be like the one surrounding it too.
Okay. I wonder if the people, like the regulars and stuff, will be mad. And like you know, whatever conspiracy killed or made him disappear.
I know.
Like they're gonna make somebody else disappear.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. I'm like, like that is not a set plan. Also, that they're just like proposing that right now. But I'm like, guys, we know what comes with knocking old buildings down. Nothing good if it's haunted and with that much dark history. I think it's probably a bad idea. The ghosts will be angry. They will be. There's no doubt about it. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see and come back on if there's an update on if they're gonna knock it down.
That hotel is just gonna be haunted.
Yeah. But I want to go to the Viper Room before.
You do?
Yeah, I really do. I want to feel the energy. Okay. I want to feel if it's weird vibes. I don't know. Like it's really dark, but I want to go. Like just once. You know? I don't know. Also, I know you don't watch Selling Sunset, but I really want to know like how close in proximity the Oppenheim group is because they're on the Sunset Strip to the Viper Room.
Oh wow! What?
Yeah,
from that show.
Yeah, their office is located on the Sunset Strip.
Yeah, like that's such a different vibe.
That's what I know.
Okay. I mean, yeah. Let's go.
Okay. Well, we better hurry before they turn it. I want to go see the actual thing before it gets turned into a hotel.
Right. Yeah.
I know. But, I mean, if we go to LA, honey, there's a lot of haunted places in LA. I'll tell you that right now. But, yeah, that's the legend of the Viper Room.
Oh, my God. That whole, like, mystery of, like, the disappearance is really getting me. And I need to know what happened.
Anthony Fox. Where are you? Please come on our podcast.
We're calling you out right now. Come on.
Can you imagine if we got him as a guest? Guys, he's alive. We're freeing Johnny Depp. There. He didn't kill him. I'm not saying Johnny did. I'm just saying it's a theory.
He didn't.
I don't know. My hands are up in the air. I just don't know. But definitely go check out our Instagram for some pictures from our stories this week. And check out our YouTube. Comment on our YouTube. If you've listened this far, comment a story that you guys want us to research and tell on here. One that we haven't covered before.
Yes, please. We need ideas.
We do. I mean, we don't. I don't. But I'm always willing to take
ideas. We're always willing to add to our list anyway.
Definitely. But I guess that's really all I have for you guys this week. What about you, Savannah?
Yeah, I think that's it.
I feel like we got a high five one more time because we did it together. Nice.
We did it.
We did it. Okay, well, I guess we will see you guys next week.
All right, cue the music.